So just a little update on the 2021 Skandic. Just a few things I wanted to note. Likes and dislikes. The one thing is the fuel cap is smaller than the 2015 I had. And see, it's full right to the brim because I just filled it and I washed the machine again. It's so small that you can't see in there, and the level just sneaks right up on you. So unless you got one of those fancy little pumps or something, it's tough to fuel it up with a jerry can and not, like I say, wash it every time. It'd be nice to have something bigger. I don't know why they couldn't just build it quite a bit bigger. The reverse is very, very smooth. You can't even notice the transition between forward and reverse. This compartment, I went for a cruise with it and put a little thermometer in there. So right around 10 degrees is where it was when I left. And I drove it for about an hour, pulling the groomer behind the sled. She was well warmed up for about an hour, and it was just above freezing. I think it was like +5 Celsius in there. But if you're doing a lot of stop and go, it falls right away below freezing point. Not insulated, of course, right? So, rightfully so. These mirrors are very nice. There's a bit more adjustment than the 2015. The 2015 just had the turn option on them to change the angle. But these ones here, they're all, you know, they move, the whole mirror moves. And they're quite a bit wider, I find. Not a whole lot changed on this side. The little changes on the belt cover here. It's actually a bit easier to pull off. Not a big deal. Headlights are nice, bright, very bright. The one thing I noticed on the front that I don't like is the auxiliary cooler. It's sloped this way now. It used to be on the top. They might think they get more cooling this way, but I never had an issue with the way it was before. And I don't drive very fast. I actually crawl quite a bit, pulling a load for what I do. And I'm just worried that I'm gonna end up poking a stick right through the cooler. I know you can watch all you want for branches, and you always get that odd one that sneaks up on you. And one of the issues I have is this windshield. When you're, I've talked to a few people now, and they don't seem to have that issue, but I get a lot of glare from the cluster. There's a big orange line that's projected right in the windshield, and it's bright. So I still got to look at the settings, and even if I lower the settings, I think you're still going to see it just less, if you can. I haven't even looked at it yet. But I'm thinking there's something wrong with this windshield, because when you're sitting on it, you tend to look through this portion of the windshield, the top portion, to look down at the trail. Like if you're looking down through here, it's good. But when you're looking through this portion, it's just like looking through somebody's prescription glasses. It just drives me nuts. My eyes go wonky, and yeah, not good. It just doesn't seem right. My 2015 didn't have that at all. Not at all. So one big improvement, changing the oil on this thing. So you see where the oil filter housing is? That exhaust used to run right over top of it. So I pulled it off every time. I actually got pretty good at it. Pulled a couple springs with needle nose vice grips. It didn't take me very long. So at least now you don't have to do that. You know, some people might have managed to get it out of there without pulling the exhaust, but I don't. My fat fingers, I couldn't get in there. On the back here, there's that compartment underneath, and you can buy all the options you want for up top here. This is where the passenger seat goes. So I pulled it off, and it's off colored and looks raggedy, this box here, but it's a box that I had on my 2015 in that same place. But I just modified it a little bit to fit this sled, and it actually worked really good. I wasn't going to put anything on there, like just keep it open, because I've been using this compartment for putting stuff I don't want to freeze. Even for putting gloves, it keeps them warm. So what I ended up doing, I'm just going to pull this out so you can see here. So this is the passenger seat, and these bars go into that slot, and then this just clips. You just push this in and it holds it down. So where this goes in is right in these grooves here. And this is 12 inches long, and a piece of 3/4 inch plywood fits right in there just perfectly. So I added this piece and screwed it onto the inside of the box, just like so. It'll need a paint job, but I just kind of built it just to see how it fit. I just put an eye bolt here and a turnbuckle down to the frame, just with a couple of heavy tie straps here. You can use your imagination as far as how you want to tie it down, right? So this box, little trusty bungee cord as usual. This box is actually on a hinge on the other side. So it's hinged right there. And it just falls right into that slot. Just like so. So I can easily access the bottom portion. And then just my bungee goes right on top of it. It doesn't move at all. She's anchored securely on the other side, and all she needs is this here. You could put another fancy latch going to where the original seat hooks up. That'd be easy enough. But I just kind of pieced this together pretty quick. I just kind of started thinking about it and how, you know, I wasn't using the top space for nothing, because it's not really made for handling any weight on it. With just the plastic, the bottom portion of it, like it's pretty flimsy. You wouldn't want to put too much weight on here. You'd probably end up cracking it. But like I say, you could buy the link rack. They got all kinds of options for here. But if you're cheap like I am and don't mind building stuff, yeah, she worked out pretty good. Not too pretty, but practical.